We can all agree that reading is stupid. That's why I've gotten really into underground hip-hop. This week on Things Might Happen, we spoke with Bazille, a.k.a. Talon, about his influences in hip-hop, his time with the Oglala Lakota art space, and we had a lot of fun talking about movies. If you enjoy this episode, like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform, and share this with a friend so that more things might happen.
Yeah, welcome to Things Might Happen. My name is Tyler Corbine. This week, the eccentricities of life. What does it mean to be American? In an age of disinformation, how do we respond to information?
When did this podcast get sold to NPR, man?
We're now a branch of NPR.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be. This is some NPR shit. Right? Yeah.
All right, this is Sheldon Starr on my left. And,
Hey, everybody.
On my right, we have Tyler Matheson. We have, as we usually do, the best guest we could find in the entire world.
Entire world.
Searched near, far, all across the Gaza Strip.
Philadelphia.
All through
Facts.
Philadelphia, went through Philadelphia several times. And we found this guy.
In an
Talon.
alleyway. Oh.
Oh.
In an alleyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's eating a sandwich.
He was eating a sandwich. I'm being given. Hold on, I'm getting a note. Hold on. I'm not gonna say his name because I still feel, even though I asked him earlier and
Yeah.
he told me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it's Bazille. Bazille.
It's basil, like the
Basil.
spice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's basil like the spice.
Bazille.
Oh,
But
scratch what I said.
Yeah. Okay.
I like how Tyler had it immediately corrected. You just gaslighted him into thinking he was wrong,
It's that right there.
which is also on the sign behind you.
Yeah.
Well,
Shout out to the
I
sign.
can't see it. Yeah. Look, anytime, I'm probably gonna call him Talon.
yeah, that's
yeah.
that's fucking
Which is
fine.
that's how you say
What's
it
up?
in French.
Yeah.
And how much cream did you take with your coffee?
How much cream was that?
Enough.
Enough.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like that was the right amount.
It-
I don't
it
know if it
was.
was, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Shut
Sheldon gets
I feel like a
Sheldon
diva,
gets
man.
5 tablespoons.
Yeah,
What's the over under?
5 tablespoons. For
What's the
sure.
over under
Like,
on there?
when he asked me for coffee at first, I was like, "Nah, I'm cool, man." And then Sheldon's like, "I'll take a coffee with cream," and like last time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Damn, all right, I'll take a coffee." then."
We're not gonna be
See,
able to afford to
that's-
keep doing this podcast.
That's what I bring to this podcast is making coffee. Nothing else,
bankrupt
just
you.
coffee.
We need a budget for that. You guys could like and subscribe.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah. One of the things we should be saying is if you listen to this podcast and you think it's quite good, you should like it. You should subscribe it. You should go to we have an audio version of this. We have a YouTube version of it. It's so good. Speaking of audio, our guest today is the Aladdin of audio. That's what people call
The
him.
Aladdin of
The
audio.
Aladdin
He's
of
always
audio.
one jump ahead.
Yeah.
He's got a little monkey on his
I-
shoulder.
Yeah. I do have a monkey on my back.
He's got 3
Yeah.
wishes and he's only going to use 2 of them.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a philosophical podcast, is what
sure,
you're saying.
Yeah.
Give us a quick rundown of your life. Like what's
Oh, shit.
how have you come into the things you've come into? What was the worst thing that ever happened to you as a child?
Fuck.
And,
What's your timeline?
Yeah, I'm Talon Bazille. I'm from Cheyenne River and Crow Creek, Eagle Butte and Fort Thompson. My mom's side of the family's from this place called Bad Nation Road, and I kind of grew up there a lot. Grew up in Eagle Butte a lot. My dad was like a college student when he found out I was gonna be born. He was like, "Fuck, I better go to college." So I'm thankful for him for that, even though crazy shit happened afterward. But
By the way, all those locations are in South Dakota.
yeah,
Go
South
ahead.
Dakota. What's
Go
up?
ahead.
Since I was a little kid, like I tried to be in drum groups and stuff, like in the school and whatever when I came back, but I think I was so like, so much of like up until 3rd, 4th grade, I was in like college campuses and stuff that I And then by the time I like got to school and was on a drum group, my voice was changing and shit, and people are like laughing at me. And my parents were always like, they had, the towers of CDs and everything. So I would dig through them, and I found like the stuff that really made sense to me was the Tupac Greatest Hits album and The Chronic, particularly those two, and Gin and Juice, those three, I guess. And I found like if I just make this stuff on my own in my bedroom and just write and steal beats for the time being, then I'll be happy. So I've just been doing that, and that even helped me like go through high school and college. And I studied psychology at the University of Penn, but I had always done music. We brought like Frank Juan and Night Shield and stuff to Philly, and I did a radio show out there promoting like artists from here. So by the time I was like living in Philly and working in a job that was good, but that I was like getting tired of and stuff, I just wanted to come back here, whether I was broke or not, and give a fuck. So I was like sleeping on couches and floors and figuring it out, couldn't get a job nowhere. And I just kept making the music though and recording people for free. When I came back to Crow Creek, they were saying like, hey man, can you record me? This guy said he would, but it's $100 a song to like just go in his bedroom and record in like into this like, yeah, anyway.
It looked like this actually.
Yeah.
No, it is nothing like this.
Hey, don't sell me out here.
No. I want to say this is an exquisite studio, and I've never been in such a place. No, but like it was just like people were cutthroat, and I didn't like that because like when I came up, even people like Maniac, who you would assume are like, really hardcore and whatever, those guys gave me mic and told me to just keep writing and keep. When I MySpace messaged Red Cloud as a 9th grader, he listened to my God bless, man, like he listened to my stuff, and he told me it sounds like you're reading off of a paper. That's the only thing. I like what you're saying. I even like your beat selection, but you should practice it and like embed it in yourself. So like I grew up with people wanting to help, and now like did a fellowship with First People's Fund and learned about them. And when I did the fellowship, I just fueled it to the studio in Crow Creek. Years later, I get a call and they're doing this Oglala Lakota art space in Kyle, and they want to do a studio out of there. And with Playing for Change Foundation, which is like, they're in every other country. This is their first time in the United States. So, we built the studio and we're still upgrading it. We're still adding stuff. We have a stage in there now and we have people perform. Honestly, we should have a comedy night. That would be sick. But, yeah.
We know some guy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, there's this guy, his name is Trevor. He might be good for that.
But yeah, man, that's me now. I still make music. I perform. I paint my face and scare white people and make native people mad.
Right now, definitely.
Like I'm a weird entity, but somehow I get these little opportunities to do shit like this. So
You listed off early that you were into Tupac,
yeah.
that you were into Dr. Dre,
Mm-hmm.
And Snoop Dogg.
and Snoop Dogg. And, great influences. We love them.
Yeah.
None of them are weird.
No.
Where
No.
does that, because there's like,
Where's that come from?
because
Right?
there's a lot of DIY artists who are just weird guys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that sense of like Snoop Dogg's not going to paint his face for a performance.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing that sucks, right? Is like if I ever meet any of my like legends I look up to, like majority of them, even like the ones now, like I love Griselda Records and West Side Gun and Alchemist and everybody, and even Kendrick Lamar. I feel like if I met them, they wouldn't know what to do with me. You know what I mean? And that's like a scary, kind of heartbreaking thought. But I think where the weirdness came from is like I was into metal, I was into like psychedelia as well as hip hop, because when I got older, like I started exploring like MF Doom and Pete Rock and Ninth Wonder. Like I got into producers almost more than rappers at some points. But then finding rappers that were as weird as me, not in the sense of like how they present themselves, but like their writing, like Planet Asia just writes like crazy lines. I was just listening to him and like freaking out. But where it comes from too is over time, because I never painted my face until 2020. Up to that point, it was always just how I present, like just like this, and I won't always wear the face paint either. It was more of like I was doing this album called Traveling the Multiverse with a.k.a. And it was basically just saying that this trickster stuff and this like crazy shit that happens in the world happens to all of us. And it's all right. If anything, it's like a medicine. Because, you know, like, I feel like in native pop culture right now, and I don't mean to categorize it like that, but in the pop culture that is native, there seems to be like this trend of straying away from things that we don't fully understand, or like new things or things that have dark energy or shadow work. And so like as I was doing the a.k.a. thing and I was getting ready to perform like a full set of it, I was driving in the dark and I kept seeing like the face like flashing out at me. And I don't know, it sounds like corny and weird, but I felt like things were telling me that I needed to protect myself. And since then, like I started like shaping the paint and putting meaning to it. Because my grandpa's and then like I heard my grandpa and my uncle talk once, and they were talking about face paint in the powwow, because people were face painting like, oh, look at that one, he's got red on his forehead. That means he's out for scalps. And then he paused for a little bit, if that's what he means. And I was like, oh shit. So in a way, like it has meaning to it. And then even like in my own work, it's very like, it's almost like clown, like not Insane Clown Posse, but like it's got this weird circusy vibe to a lot of my stuff. And I think maybe it comes from just being like a horror fan, video game fan. As much as I like hip hop, I love like Akira Yamaoka and Silent Hill, like the stuff he did with that, and Jun Chikuma doing the Bomberman series. I really liked that as a kid, and I wanted to make music like that, but with a hip hop beat that I could rap over, because I wanted to be a front man too. But I'm too socially awkward to start no band, you know what I mean? Like, just put me in a room and I'll be all right.
You ever listen to Open Mike Eagle?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Open Mike Eagle.
I was going to say, a lot of the stuff you're saying just feels like a lot of Open Mike Eagles. Like,
yeah.
Vibe.
Because he was doing weird stuff too. Like, he'd be performing with like these vocal transforming like plugins, right? And make his voice into a chord. And I would see like the Knock Steady videos, like where he would be performing and stuff. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. Or even like Bus Driver, when he'll like edit his beats as he's performing. I was like, I want to do something that's like living like that. You know what I mean? I don't just want to get on stage and be like, put your hands in the air and how's everybody feeling tonight? If anything, I want to kind of like freak them out.
Yeah.
And like almost
mortgage rates are way too high.
Yeah. I have a song where the intro is our chairman at Crow Creek criticizing like the electric companies, and he's like, he steps into this room and it's supposed to make it sound like the electricity went out in the show, and he's saying like, they just left a slip on the floor here and didn't even tell anybody, like that. I'm from that, you know what I mean? So it's like, but I don't want to make it a victimized thing. Like all of my cousins grew up like Indian cowboys, so I'd always hear them like bragging like, yeah, I had these shoes for like 15 years and look, there's duct tape on this, and like that was their pride, you know, like that was their badge of honor. And they used to like, when they taught me to make mac and cheese, I was reading the box and I was like, hey, we don't have butter or milk. Oh, that's white people shit, man, don't worry about it. And you know, just mixing it up. And I was like, oh shit, like, or no, rich, like it was specifically rich. And so I just grew up kind of like wanting to, because I know hip hop is like a big part of its braggadociousry, but that's hard for me. Like I don't want to just do that, but I want to somehow find a way to still honor that side of rap while making it my own, of like, well, these are the values that I want to like rep in my stuff. Yeah.
Like that's any kind of genre of music, punk music.
Yeah.
Like even though there may be some things where people are like, oh, want to do this, there's always that like level of punk of like, I have to be anti-organization, I have to be anti-establishment. And then you look in the actual punk circles and it's like, well, the ones who are really successful were the ones who were able to actually navigate.
Yeah.
But you know, and then a lot of hip hop too is that way too, where it's like you said, you know, I think a lot about like Open Mike Eagle literally has a song. It's called like Black Mirror episode ruined my marriage, and it's just about how him and his wife watched an episode of Black Mirror, and then after they watched it, they were like, "Oh no, we have a lot of problems we need to work on."
All right.
And that's the whole song.
I got to check out this track.
Yeah.
You mentioned Red Cloud, like
Yeah.
Red Cloud of Los Angeles.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
Red
right.
Cloud.
Awesome. Yeah, he's cool. I met him a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
I have never met him since that 9th grade thing.
Oh, really?
I'm kind of really interested to like go back to him
Yeah.
and be like, hey, here's this.
Yeah,
thing.
he's.
How did I improve?
I can't speak for him, but I think he's still like performing and stuff.
No,
now.
yeah, he's doing
Oh, is he? Okay.
Bear Grease.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think as a very typical Midwesterner, if I ever tried to do hip hop and do the braggadocious stuff, I think it'd be more like, look at this shirt, you got 75% off. It was $3.
Yeah.
I think that's the kind of like bragging that I would have to do.
Thrift shop kind of. Yeah. No, that's the weird thing too. That was always like the biggest worry coming into it is like, I'm from the Midwest, man. Like I live in the plains. Like, so it was like getting over that, like not being of urban or whatever. But then you go to like Philly, like I did, and I left the bubble. I was working for this nonprofit, and they put my caseload where you visit everybody twice a year in the like worst parts of the city because I was a big brown guy. So they're like, you'll
fit right in. Yeah.
And like, so I was over there, but the more I was over there, I'm like, yo, you're like my mom. You're like my aunt. You like the way even that they navigate their street. I was like, yo, this is it's not the same, but it's pretty close. And that's kind of what made me want to come back to is like realizing the universality. I think I didn't ever felt like I had to escape, but I think I was so worried about my own survival that I was just like, if I could find a job there, fuck it, let's do it.
You said you also produce music as well.
Yeah.
Like how many like albums, mixtapes, whatever have you like produced?
Of my own, I know it's over 20.
Okay. And like
Of others, actual projects that have released, maybe like 4 or 5 with like a couple more in works.
yeah, like singles and stuff like that.
No, I try to just work with albums.
Okay, cool.
Like
cool.
I know singles are the thing, but like I feel like my strong point is in helping people conceptualize like a project.
Yeah.
So I tell them like, yeah, if you want to do singles, man, that's cool. I'll help you with that. But let's also work towards like a project.
Yeah.
Because then you can like have like I don't even see it as like sell a CD anymore, but more so as the CD is the business card.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Schrodinger's cat. Like
Yeah, I guess you kind of have to do that now.
a little bit. And not like before though, you know what I mean? Like before, I remember CDs were so like intangible to have and like mass produce as a up and coming artist, but it felt like that was the level you needed to be.
Yeah.
You don't really need that anymore.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like Spotify and singles and YouTube, it works. Like people will build a crazy ass following off of just singles.
SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah.
Check out Tyler.
Are you on SoundCloud, Tyler?
I don't have a rapper.
No, Tyler, what would be your rapper name?
Wait, what would be your
Damn.
rapper name?
DJ Sauce on the side.
Ooh.
Dude, you had that
Sauce
ready.
on the
I know.
side.
I thought about it a long time.
That was in the bag.
DJ
You were
Sauce
just
on the
waiting
side.
for the last like 5 years for somebody to ask him that.
DJ Sauce on the side and
All right.
MC Dipper.
Are you MC Dipper, Sheldon? Is
MC
that-
I guess I'll be
Dipper.
MC
Hell
Dipper.
yeah.
Like you said, you produce your own music and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Not all the time. I mean, I work with other producers a lot, but I'll engineer a lot more now
engineer. Okay,
too.
cool.
Yeah, I'll
So,
make beats and stuff too.
Like, explain kind of like the sound of it, if you could. Like,
I guess it's got that boom bap flavor. I'll pull from like Memphis rap too though, and not trap but Memphis.
Yeah.
And that West Coast sound too. Sometimes I'll try to mix that with the boom bap, but overall I don't try to like indigenize nothing.
Yeah.
I just try to make it relevant to me ultimately, and part of that involves the Rez. Part of it involves like outside of it too.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I wouldn't even say it's Lakota or Da-Lakota, but maybe it is that. I don't know. I feel weird about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say like it is on that weird end. I like to take people through journeys, so it's asking for a lot. But if you got time, like if you listen to track 1 to the end of some of my albums, there's like hidden stories in there that make this bigger. Like I think of it as like a movie or a book. Like there has to be an intro and some interludes and some shit that explains like the songs, or even gives you hints of like what the song's kind of digging deeper at. Like I had one called Da Ducheneaux. Ray did the cover of that. And Da Ducheneaux in Lakota means nobody. And so I was just sampling like every native movie where somebody said nobody.
Yeah.
Smoke Signals. Who's your favorite Indian? Nobody.
Yeah.
And me. And then what I didn't know was there's another film called Dead Man, and Gary Farmer's on it, and his name is Nobody. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And then I just kept sampling movies, so the whole thing is like a VHS mixtape kind of thing.
Oh, I have that actually.
Yeah.
I do have that.
So like stuff like that. Like I like concepts, I like journeys, and there's a bit of, it's almost like psychedelic spiritual boom bap rap without so much. Yeah, there's spirituality in it, I guess, but it's
Can you
not
just
like
put that on a T-shirt? Like that would be your T-shirt, right? Like there's spirituality, I guess. Like,
but not when I say spiritual too, I don't even mean like blessed art thou and like nice stuff. I mean like dark. Like I love horror. I love like gothic type of stuff. So there's as much as I can be gothic in my music without faking the funk, I try to do that.
Yeah.
Should say, when we say weird, it's not really like, but it's not bizarre. You're not gonna be sitting there and going like listening to like magnetic tape.
No,
like,
no. Experimental. Yeah.
It's weird in a way where it's like I don't know. I think hip hop has really expanded a lot within the last like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, it really
of
has.
what it can be. But you're not like at the edge of it. You're not like Death Grips.
No,
like,
no. Not
you're
at
not
all.
clipping or anything like that.
No. Yeah, I'll scream sometimes, but yeah.
so like you say your albums sometimes go like journeys. So like if I wanted to watch it with a movie, like you watch Dark Side of the Moon with Wizard of Oz, what would be the movie to watch with your album, right? That's gonna like line up with it.
Okay, so Da Ducheneaux is like, and I've never said this publicly, but Da Ducheneaux is like Taxi Driver and Clear Cut just mashed together.
So you have to pull them both up at the same time.
Two screens.
And just watch them
or one on one side, one on the other. It's like
flip it around.
Travis Bickle, but I don't work out.
I think if I walked in on somebody and they had like Taxi Driver and then we're listening to music, man, I need to call the FBI.
Call the feds up.
Yeah. Like, whatever federal building is around, you need to secure it.
And Ray provided the artwork, that really fit it too. When you look at it, it's me and my paint. And I'm in front of the fucking Capitol, the United States Capitol building, and there's an upside down American flag, and there's these like, it's crazy. And there's a snake with its head cut off, and like, man, it's wild.
Speaking of music still, you said you play a lot of video games, but you're influenced by like video game soundtracks and stuff like that. Which games are you influenced all that?
So like early Silent Hill, partially because like I watched that documentary with Akira Yamaoka in it, and man, talks about like using silence even and just stuff like that, like really like philosophical shit.
Cool. So what's your favorite console?
N64, but like original Xbox is up there too.
Yeah.
Like close second.
So like what's on the original Xbox that kind of sets it apart for you?
Oh man.
You've mentioned a
Maybe
few like N64.
you know what it is?
games.
It's not even the games, because like I don't think they had that great of like exclusive games. It's the fact that I could put music on there and drive around in GTA 3 with the music playing on the radio.
That's right. I forgot
And
you could
I
do
would,
that.
yeah, and I would destroy every X, because I don't think it's really meant for that. Like, I don't think they prepared it for
Yeah.
someone to like me geek
You
out
just
and do that.
burn through them.
Yeah, I would burn CDs, like, and then when I got it recently, like 2 years ago, and I dove back into it, I got all of my music and I put it on CDs. Just like a weird fucking person, and I was driving through GTA 3 Liberty City just listening to my shit, and playing Midnight Club 3 listening to my shit, and playing GTA Vice City listening to my shit, and like that don't exist in the 360 on.
Yeah.
Like you listen
Yeah.
to Spotify while you play it, and it's just kind of like lame.
Yeah.
But like I can get in the car,
Yeah.
start it, and my music's playing, and I'm like,
That's one of the
Let's
coolest
pretend.
things. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
that's like my biggest pretend play as an adult.
Yeah.
So do you like just have that in your car? So when you get in your car, your album just starts playing immediately? 'Cause
Oh,
you
like
need to
in-
do
in
that.
real life?
Yeah, in real life, you should just do that.
Oh, I
Just don't run over any old ladies in real life.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
keep that in game.
I do that mainly just to review, because people will want the car test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're forgetting the main one.
Which one?
I'm too sad to put on my headphones and I can't get out of my bed.
Ooh.
So I just play it off of
Off
my
the
phone
phone,
speaker.
yeah. And
That's-
you set it on your chest.
That's the main version. That's the main way I listen to music.
No shit.
What about when you're in public and you just have a Bluetooth speaker and you just crank it so like you're just in public?
And you're walking down like 5th Street
Yeah.
with the
You know,
big
I
beats
didn't-
bill, and then you're rapping along.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
Badly.
you're rapping a different, like you're rapping your own verses over a normal song. So it's just
You're
two
just
streams
quoting
of
lines
rap.
from Taxi Driver while you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like a psycho person walking through Rushmore Mall,
Yeah,
yelling at people.
we're all talking about the same person.
Yeah,
we're all
yeah,
talking about the
yeah,
same
yeah.
Didn't
No, I
he
love him.
move?
Bro, no, I love him. Low key, shout out to him. He's a legend. I wanted to record him, hella much, just because I think like I just want to see like how it would be with a full album, and it's like him packaged. And then I saw on Facebook someone, because I've been asking like, where is he? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find him. It seemed like everybody was like, yeah, I can't go to Rushmore Mall without seeing him. So I was like going to Rushmore Mall hoping I would see him. And then I saw on Facebook someone's like, someone save our boy. I heard he's shacked up in like the stress. That's why we haven't seen him. He found love.
Oh, man.
And that be a rapper thing though.
Yeah.
Watch the rappers who get like, in a relationship and they start seeing things real peaceful and they don't gotta make music no more.
Did you Chance the Rapper? I don't know if you
Yeah,
listen to
yeah.
him a lot. He had a run of like just great mixtapes, acid
Bro,
acid rap.
I was in college, so he performed at my college
Yeah.
when that was all happening. Acid rap just came out.
Acid rap. What's the other one? The Good Ass Job or whatever it's called. The one with the 3.
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Great album. And so he's gonna make a real first studio album. It's gonna be big. And it's called The Big Day because it's all about his wife and getting married. And he's a wife guy now.
Yeah.
I did
And
not know
it's
that.
awful, dude. It's the worst music you've ever heard.
Getting married just ruins
It's
artists.
single-handedly destroyed his career. Yeah, that was like 7 years ago. He hasn't done anything
It
since.
has been a
Like,
while.
I think
Yo.
he recently put out a new single and it sounds like better, but just that one album like took a decade out of his career.
Which is wild because he did that song with Action Bronson
Yeah.
where he's like, why you gotta act like a bitch? It's like, okay, chances on that. That's wild. Yeah. No,
so-
it's like a phenomena.
Yeah,
It's
artists ruin their lives by getting married.
Start feeling guilty
Gosh.
about the things you said in the rap song, or you're like fucking these bitches or whatever he said. Yeah,
Sheldon-
no, honey, it was just I'm trying to get famous.
Is that why you're never gonna get married? You don't want to ruin your
Yeah.
own
You don't
taste.
want- I have
Sweetie, I'm not texting anybody.
I have a lot of lyrics like that in our thrash metal band.
So you should do thrash metal
Yeah.
behind the rapping.
Damn.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a while ago, but I mentioned like maybe
I will not be
we could
chained.
like collab on something
We
like
should.
video game style because
Yeah. Oh yeah. The 80s, like
yeah. I'm trying to get Tyler to do it, but he won't do it. So I don't know.
We don't like any of the same music.
You know, that's been an excuse for like
Favorite band or artist, period.
Favorite band or artist?
Any of
right
them.
now.
Doesn't have to be the most top one, but just one, just so I get an idea.
Silver Jews, David Berman, Purple Mountains. It's the same guy. He's like it's
Oh,
yeah,
multiple.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a cowboy western indie rock kind of thing.
Nice.
I think that's
And
probably it.
Okay, actually, right now, I say a band called Violator out of Brazil.
Like, I'm talking about a guy who writes like songs like Johnny Paycheck.
I was like
Nashville kind of music.
maybe we could bridge a gap here, but
Okay, but to be fair, the music.
Violator. That's the first thing.
I like a lot of really rootsy music, and he likes death metal bands from Brazil.
Violator.
All right, whoa. I do not like death metal. All right, get it right.
Oh damn.
All of
I feel
Sheldon's
hurt.
bands that he likes sound like felonies.
Violator.
But the music I'm talking about, like to collab on, there's this artist. Her name is Yota. I don't know how to pronounce it really. It's Yota.
Tyler like sighed as he said.
Oh my god, I love her music so much. I don't even know what country she's from, but
Yeah, it's so good to fall asleep to.
it is not. You listen to like 2 songs.
I know, and then
Then
And he fell asleep
the problem is I have to wake up the next day. It's just, there's not enough time in the day to listen to a lot of Yota because it's like you can only do it for the 2 minutes right before you fall asleep.
When I have to be civil, I always say Yota, but for real, it's Violator right now. Yeah,
When you have to be civil.
yeah. I have to be PC.
What are you going
know
in
what I mean?
front of City Hall?
Yeah.
And you're going in front of all the council members. I love Violator. And then that's it. Like, that's it. Just leave.
I want to bring Violator to the Rez.
That would be amazing.
No, I mean I fuck with Dwight Yoakam.
Dude, do I
Yeah.
welcome?
With Dwight Yoakam out.
Yeah, that's all right.
George Strait.
I mean, this is all really kind of poppy. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Not so poppy.
What about the old, like, do you like the old school country, like cassette tape, fucking
Some of it. I mean, some older country. I mean, Alan Jackson. All right, Alan Jackson.
Alan Jackson, okay.
You know, he transcends the poppiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alan Jackson, I think, was my first, this is my favorite artist I ever had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my first
Oh,
one.
shit.
Yeah. I had Don't Rock the Jukebox on cassette tape.
Nice.
I like a
like
lot
it.
of rootsier stuff. Like
Gotcha,
really
gotcha.
like Neil Young.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Uh,
He did a badass soundtrack for Dead Man.
Yeah. Okay. This whole podcast, the theme is Dead Man. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to get it.
Dead
Have
Man.
you seen Dead Man?
I've not seen Dead
Bro.
Man.
Have you seen Dead Man?
Bro,
It's so
When was
good.
it made?
It's like 94, 95.
it's early, bro.
Yeah.
And I always, so low key, if I ever meet Chris Eyre, I want to ask him if he was referencing that, the nobody thing. And then that's why Gary Farmer laughs when he's like, who's your favorite Indian? He says nobody. He's like, haha, you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it's before. But like, bro, the soundtrack, Neil Young supposedly just like sat on a couch, watched the movie, and is like playing his guitar.
Yeah.
And that's the soundtrack.
That's crazy.
Just like a couple takes.
All right. It's
It's-
another movie I
it's
have
crazy,
to watch.
bro.
It stars
I
Johnny
mean,
Depp.
Yeah,
Okay.
Johnny
Johnny
Depp,
Depp.
Gary Farmer, Crispin Glover
Yeah.
doing something that wasn't Back to the Future, which is crazy. John Hurt,
Fucking Iggy Pop's in it.
Iggy Pop.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a French fur trader in it.
All
Like
right,
a
I
fur
gotta
trader.
watch
So
this.
basically, the idea of the story is Johnny
Billy
Depp is
Bob
named
Thornton?
William Blake,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he travels westward. He's like an accountant. He's going to go work
Yeah.
at this place, and then he basically is told like, oh, you can't work here. or
Yeah,
whatever.
he's
He
like has the
doesn't get this
worst
job.
first day ever. So remember he that same night that he's told like, oh yeah, sorry bro, we don't have nothing.
Yeah,
for
we don't have
you.
the job for you.
He goes to a bar, right?
Yeah.
And he meets a lady, and in the process he gets shot,
Okay.
and then he runs away because he kills a guy, so he knows he's on the run now.
That's what it is. Okay.
Gary Farmer sees
Can't
him
remember why
and
he's on the
sees
run.
death on him, and he's like, "You're dead, man," but he doesn't really tell him. He just kind of like
Yeah.
helps guide him along.
All right. So this is a movie I have to
It's
watch.
it's on Max.
It's good,
okay.
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've got a Blu-ray of it.
Ooh.
I've got I've got a Criterion Collection
So you-
version.
Yeah.
Dead Man.
It's good, bro. I'm telling you, you're gonna listen to it, and then the next episode, you're gonna be like, shout out to Talon.
I don't know.
Alright,
It is
cool.
black and white too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's black
just
and white.
so you know, like then you might like it.
Jim
I don't
Jarmusch. Jim Jarmusch movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jim Jarmusch.
He
Yeah.
makes. I don't even know if he made like his first like 10 years of movies. It was all black and white. I don't think he could afford color film. I don't think any of his films were successful enough.
Ghost Dog was, right? Or did he do Ghost Dog?
He did go Ghost Dog. I thought it was later though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Ghost Dog is crazy. Dude.
I love Ghost
It's
Dog.
so good.
So like,
Dead
okay,
Man, Ghost Dog.
Ghost Dog is
that a
Dr.
sequel?
Too,
No.
thematically, yeah.
It's about a mafia hitman who follows the
he's-
code of the samurai.
Yeah.
So he's all about honor and
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. Oh, and it's Forrest Whitaker too. Yeah.
Man.
Oh,
He
when did
steals
this
a
come out?
It was like early 2000s.
I think it was early 2000s, maybe late.
That
90s.
movie
Okay.
inspired me.
1999.
And this is a
Yeah.
cool thing about Jim Jarmusch. He got RZA for the soundtrack on that. So it's just like beats throughout.
Yeah.
He's like doing samurai stuff. He meets RZA at one point, and apparently they just like bow and they're like peace and
Yeah.
whatever. And no, it's badass. He steals that car in the beginning. He puts Kill a Priest in the man.
All right, I'll watch these two movies.
From then to
then.
now.
We're gonna
Yeah,
watch
what
all of
goes
Jim
up
Jarmusch.
must
All
go
right.
All right, the
And-
next podcast is going to be our review.
Review
Yeah,
of Jim
we're gonna-
Jarmusch. We're
There's
gonna
only,
have Jim
there's only
Jarmusch on.
31 movies that we have to watch. 31.
And I promise you, in about at least 10 of them are ones where nobody does anything. There's a lot of movies where it's just people sitting around talking.
Dead Man kind of like it tested my limits a little bit.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Oh, then a lot
A
of
little
Jim
bit.
Jarmusch would push you.
Would it? Yeah. Okay.
I love his movies.
It's
But
great.
a lot of them are very, very quiet, very slow.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, Dead Man felt like an epic a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it's like a couple days, right?
Yeah, it's not very long.
No.
Its running time is a couple days.
No, like
That's what you guys are making it sound like.
Nothing happens. It's 2 days long.
Neil Young drones
It's got
on
Johnny
and-
Depp. You're gonna love it. It's black and white.
Anytime he starts talking about movies, I'm like, all right, how long is this thing gonna be?
Damn.
I like good
Have
movies.
you-
And
I
I
do
don't.
too.
They can't.
Have you heard of Beau was afraid?
Bo is afraid.
Bro is afraid.
Yes. I
Okay,
love that fucking movie.
you two are like soulmates here, man. This is great. You
Yeah.
finally
love that
found your
movie, Ty?
person.
I don't know if I love it, but it's very good.
I mean,
You've talked
love
about
is a
it
strong
so
word.
much.
it's
but
one of those ones where it's like
It's almost kind of embarrassing. to
people
say.
should watch it,
Yeah.
and I think people should be like they should have more of a taste. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
So-
the world would be better if like more people would watch Bo is Afraid.
So
I
me
have
and my
to quote
girlfriend,
this that
Oh.
he said. Just go ahead. I'll pull it up here.
me and my girlfriend watched it with the intention of like, it's getting late. Let's watch like half of it, and then we'll watch
you
the other
can't
half.
do that.
Bro, I was up till like 2.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, I'm not going to bed.
Yeah.
I'm watching this.
If you watch Bo is Afraid, about 10, 15 minutes in, you're either turning it off or you're stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's either a movie you were gonna watch all the way through, or it's
All
like
right.
you're not gonna watch any of it.
What
I-
genre is this movie?
I don't
There's-
think it has
There's
one.
not.
I don't think
Nothing?
it has one.
Okay.
It's kind of
all
like it'd probably be mostly like a horror movie,
right. Okay.
but it's
Yeah.
not really a horror movie.
No.
Not like gore. Or
It's like an
No.
epic. It's like an
Uh-uh.
epic horror movie.
Okay.
It's almost like absurdism too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, man, I watched like so many YouTube videos about it afterwards and
Sure.
scoured Reddit afterwards. of like, what the fuck?
But
Yeah, it's
It's-
Yeah, my
it's, yeah, where's
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bo
hear
is
this quote.
Afraid.
Unironically, the world has let let down Ari Aster. Beau is Afraid deserves a better world to be released in. And this is a movie he doesn't love. This is a movie he doesn't love. Deserves a better world for this movie to be
Well,
released
to be
in.
fair,
But it's fine. It's fine.
a
It's
lot
okay.
of things should be in a better world.
Facts
I think-
plus text?
Yeah.
I mean, Martin
Sort of.
Scorsese loved it. Did you watch Irishman?
The Irishman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need to watch that again because I
Yeah.
think I liked it, but I don't think I like.
Was
Got
it the length?
Well, and I think a lot of it too was like I don't know. I didn't know what I was like going into.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so a lot more
I knew
of those
exactly
like
what I was going into.
a lot of that because I hadn't watched a lot of older Scorsese. Because like
Mhm.
at that point, my thought of Scorsese is like the Goodfellas guy, the Departed guy.
Yeah.
And since that's come out, that's when I really started watching a lot of movies. And so I went back and I watched like his older stuff, like Mean Streets.
Yeah.
Which Mean Streets is like probably my favorite film. I'm like really good. After
Harvey
Hours. What's the other one? It's the Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. A lot of other movies by Scorsese where it's like, it's not just about like, hey, I'm a big macho man.
Yeah.
Oh no, actions have consequences. You know what I mean? Which they're great movies. Like I'll watch that a lot, but like it's like, oh, there's not much. But then you watch Irishman, and it's like there's extra levels to it, especially like with his understanding of like redemption and faith and everything like that. And there are layers to that in the Irishman that like when I was sitting down with it, I didn't watch it in like a theater or anything. Sat down at home going like, oh, I can't wait to see what these antics these guys get into. And then I was like, oh, geez. Like the last half hour of it is just really a lot of rumination.
No, it's like I feel like it's his response to like getting older.
Yeah.
Like you feel the weight. Like in Goodfellas, it feels like everything's so fast and like fast life and now it's over. Whereas in this one, it's like it's finally over.
Yeah.
Like we've been through like I feel like and then too like even Killers of the Flower Moon, I fucking love that movie because I feel like on all of the shit he did, right? It felt like he was taking everything he learned from that and this was his final like kiss to Hollywood. Like the last scene of it where they're doing like the radio to me like explained what he was trying to do. Of like his whole life he's seen, you know, this kind of distant white telling of history that doesn't even like consider indigenous voice. And he's still a white guy telling the story, but there was at least a little bit more like progress and then almost like an invitation to like, I don't know, do more, even though it's his last one. But the fact that he used like that accolade of Scorsese's last film, I thought that was badass, considering like all that he's done. He could have just ended on Irishman. I felt.
I don't think it's gonna be his last one.
You don't think so? Do you think he's gonna be
He's
back?
probably gonna die soon, but it could be his last one on an accident. But they do feel like LJ, like this is like this. If this is the cap, it's a good cap.
Yeah.
But even a lot of his earlier films, there's a lot of that sense of that feeling in there.
Maybe that's.
And I think he just kind of loses it part of the way through and kind of like focuses more on a lot of the character kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more driven. Like Wolf of Wall Street is like insane. And that there's like a part at the end where it's like, yep, everything comes crashing down, but it's like it's quick. It's like one of those things. Whereas like Mean Streets, especially like the whole movie is Robert De Niro's character. His life is falling apart, and he has no idea. And Harvey Keitel's like begging him to be like, "Don't do this. Like, don't tear yourself apart in this partying lifestyle." And he's like, you know. So, yeah. Bo is Afraid is good. That's the question. Midsummer's better, but Bo is Afraid is good.
I liked Fallout, the series. That's pretty good. I watched that. Yeah.
They've been making like there's like this video game spin-off redemption arc they're trying to do where they're like there's a Halo series.
I heard
Fallout
it was
series.
terrible. The
Really?
Fallout one.
The Fallout one?
Sorry, the Halo one. I'm sorry.
Oh, my friends are biased. They were telling me it's great.
Oh,
I haven't watched
I don't
it
know.
yet.
I haven't either.
watched it yet.
I think it depends on how much you
love
care about
Halo.
the lore and the canon of Halo.
I will say I liked it. It's at least like
You aren't chopping at the bit to say you liked it though.
He liked it
Like
just
Bo is Afraid. We're like, fuck yeah, that's great. Halo series.
I
liked
no.
it.
Okay, well, the reason why I liked it is because like the weapons, armor, all that stuff is like the game things.
Oh, like the assault rifle.
yeah, like all that is like spot on, right?
Watch Super Mario Brothers. You watch
Yeah,
that?
that's spot on. I think.
I think it's just one of those things where now the people who actually played video games as a kid
Yeah,
like understand that a little
no,
bit better,
no
as
kidding.
opposed to just like, oh, two plumbers from Brooklyn sounds good. Let's
Yeah.
put them in a dinosaur world. Yeah, we'll do that. And
Yeah.
then like, the people who grew up with it kind of like have a little bit more understanding of like what it feels like and like what the
True.
culture is around that, as opposed to just being like,
Yeah.
yeah, I literally wrote that, boss. It's like, okay, but not literally, right? That's not literally what this thing's about. You know what I
Like
mean?
House of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Resident Evil movies
Those.
have been just like,
I mean, the first one was good. The second one, okay, and then all right, and then okay. That shit was wild. They just like did their own thing.
they
at
don't
some
even
point.
care.
Yeah, it's like they just.
The one thing I really liked about Fallout is that it didn't try to tell the same story.
Oh,
It expanded on it, right? It used
Oh,
the world to tell a new story, which I think is wise, because as long as you're like faithful to like the lore and you can kind of expand some stuff, it's great. But you didn't try to just reiterate and retell something, because people aren't going to want that. Because if you change one small thing to adapt something better, people are going to be upset. So to take that lore and build a new thing can be really effective if you do it right.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I like the earlier Mortal Kombats than the new one. I don't know. Like the first one, even as bad as the second one is, that soundtrack is fucking dope.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah.
I have the CD still.
I have the first Mortal Kombat movie soundtrack CD. The first movie. Well, I was like 5 when it came out, so I'm
Yeah.
like freaking out in my chair in the theater, like, oh my god, the Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
They're together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're like slaves.
Yeah,
to shout. Or,
Yeah. The story didn't matter. I
Shinsen.
just wanted to see the cool ninjas.
Did you guys ever watch Dragon Ball Z at all? Or is this just a me thing?
honestly, I don't even. This is fucked up. The Dragon Ball Z kids kind of scared me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, white kids. I get it. Yeah, for sure.
No.
Lots of black people watch Dragon Ball Z.
Native kids too, and those are the ones like you're in the playground and they're like powering
Yeah,
up.
for sure.
Just run away, bro. You don't know what the fuck's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
what Naruto kids are now.
Yeah,
That's what the
yeah,
Dragon Ball Z kids were. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
They made one of maybe the worst movies ever made, trying to adapt that into a movie.
Did they put Dragon Ball Z in it?
Dragon Ball Evolution is what it's called.
Like a
live action.
Live
movie.
action.
Did you ever watch Shameless, the TV show?
Yes.
Okay,
William
so-
H. Macy's Goku.
No. It's worse. I would have taken William H.
I would
Macy.
go
'cause that
watch
guy
it if
could-
I was a kid.
in the first few seasons, Fiona has like that boyfriend. What's his character's name? I forget.
I haven't watched Shape.
Okay, well, my bad.
William H. Macy, but it's like the Fargo voice.
Well,
Oh,
jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Heck you mean?
Well, Jesus, Freeze, I just can't let you do that.
Yeah, all my friends in middle school were Dragon Ball Z kids,
Yeah.
and they always brought their action figures, and we were like, 13 or whatever, and we're like, maybe we should not be playing with action figures anymore, and we're just like out there.
It's like hitting plastic
Yeah.
really hard.
We're like
against each
smoking
other.
cigarettes.
So,
And
Justin Chatwin. This is who they got to play. This is who they got
That's
to play Goku.
Goku.
That's Goku.
God damn. And then they did Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson. Like, she's
Let
the
me see
Ghost in the
this
Shell.
guy.
Yeah.
He's the whitest white dude ever.
I have really,
Goku.
That's Goku. That's
Goku. Yeah.
I have really bad memories of Dragon Ball Z.
Do you
'cause,
really?
well, I was watching it, right?
Yeah.
As a kid. And my grandpa was like in the hospital, like dying.
Oh, fuck.
And so every day after school, we would go visit him, right? So,
Fucked up.
we would always,
That's
we'd always
fucked up.
go, we'd always go. And then like it was like for weeks, like we were going. And then finally one day they were like, you don't have to go. You know what I mean? Like, cause it was getting to the point where it's like, it was emotionally exhausting. So I didn't go.
Yeah.
The day I didn't go, I was like, oh, cool. I get to watch Dragon Ball Z
Oh,
now.
no.
And then he died.
Oh, fuck.
Was it the episode of Dragon Ball, like...
It was when
where
Goku was
Goku's
charging
grandpa
something
died?
up.
Oh, I thought
That was the whole episode.
Well-
It wasn't even it was a
Right.
filler episode.
Well, there's a whole like plot where in like Dragon Ball, Goku's grandpa dies, and I was like, if it's that episode, that's gonna be incredible. Like I watched Goku's grandpa died, and then found out that mine
Yeah.
died.
Oh, shit.
No, I think it was one of the episodes where he's charging up the spirit
the
bomb.
whole
The
episode.
whole episode.
But what about the episode where they go to driving school? Like,
Yeah.
that was.
Well, that would have been worth it. Bye, Grandpa. You know?
Oh, Jesus.
Piccolo behind the wheel of a car.
Oh, fuck. I felt that way about when my parents divorced. That's when Demon Days came out.
Yeah.
And I was just listening to Demon Days every day by Gorillaz.
Yeah.
And then for like a decade, I couldn't listen to that album.
Yeah.
It was just like a sad, wintry time.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
I had a long relationship in college, and it ended poorly. I'll say poorly. And this was back when Netflix was just in the mail. It didn't even have the streaming service up at this point. That's how old I am.
I remember
so
those days. Shit.
my roommate had just gotten the movie he'd been waiting for like weeks. And I come in and say, hey, man, you know, the girl and I broke up. He looked at me, he goes, you need to leave the room because we're about to watch 500 Days of Summer, and I can't have you killing yourself in our bedroom.
That's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Well, and I watched it like 5 years later. Because
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, I was smart. And it still broke me. Like, it was still really bad. I didn't relate to the character. It just...
Here's the thing about 500 Days of Summer. It's not sad. It's good.
It is good.
She gets away from an emotionally abusive person.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
The movie is Zooey Deschanel's life is worse for like a year and a half, and then it gets good again. The only problem is it's told from the perspective of the emotionally abusive guy.
Yeah, and then he's like,
Oh.
right at the end,
I've
like,
never seen it. So.
Oh, okay.
and he's like, I'm gonna go abuse this next girl.
Yeah. So her name is Summer, and then like he meets Summer, breaks up with Summer, and like it's not even like one of those things where he goes through a dark night of a soul. Really, he's just like, man, she sure was mean.
I'm going to go sell my greeting cards over here.
And then there's a woman on the bench, and he meets her, and he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And she's like, "I'm Autumn." And it's like, so just have a 500 days.
She
of
is not. Is
Autumn.
she really Autumn?
Is she-
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
the name.
Autumn.
So it could be like
What?
You could be like 5,000 Days of Autumn. They eventually get married. They're in a trailer.
They divorced.
He hits her a lot. You know?
He cheats on her with the
Yeah, he cheats
woman
on
at the
her.
bar
She's
named Winter.
terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the sequel to that movie.
Holy fuck.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
The only reason he likes it so much is because he likes the Smiths.
Are you a big Smith?
Oh, they do mention the Smiths. In
Yeah,
there.
he doesn't really like the music so much. He just likes
to her.
he just likes Morrissey's politics. He just likes all the racism.
I think he thinks that Zooey Deschanel is just really cute.
Yeah.
That's it.
Could you imagine it's like Morrissey, like Smith style singing, but it's like his politics in it? Like...
So one time I had a deck of cards. I don't know why I had this deck of cards. It was just a deck of cards I had in my car.
Why did you have that?
Because I just have like you have like a deck of
Yeah,
cards.
you just have things. Yeah.
Because you can just play a game of solitaire by yourself. That was the idea. So I pull out the deck of cards.
It's like early 90s.
And I'm like, and it's Elf. It's Elf. And he looks at it and he's like, he starts going through the cards. And then he finds the Zooey Deschanel one. And he's like, can I have this one?
the stuff you find in the 1995 Honda Accord.
What did you do with that card, Shelton?
He didn't let me have it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Still-
Did you like the new guy then, specifically for Zoe?
That's
Deschanel?
when I first
Was that
seen
the first?
it. Yeah.
Harry Armpit. Remember?
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like,
The keyboard,
yeah.
She was in the
goofy
new guy?
keyboard
Huh?
player.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, she's in the new guy. She's
Okay.
He's the keyboard player in his band or whatever.
I haven't seen the
yeah.
new guy.
Oh yeah, okay.
No.
No, it's good.
I know it's DJ Qualls, and that's like
Yeah.
all I know.
Yeah. He did good.
Yeah, that's a Jim Jarmusch movie. You should watch that.
No, it's
Come
not.
out.
It's not black and white. I know it's not. It's not black
It's
and
black
white.
and white.
Nothing
it's
happens.
Really sad.
I
Everyone
really like
kills
Scorsese
themselves.
doing the new guy. That was really
Well, when you said that, I was like, the new guy. No, you mean New Girl, right? Because that's what she's most known
That's
for.
actually what I thought for a second.
New Girl is also
Oh.
excellent.
I didn't.
Is that a play on the fact that she was a new guy?
No, I
No.
don't think so. No.
That'd be cool.
I
There's no
forced-
references. Outside of itself, there is no reference to the movie The New Guy existing.
It's a deep sequel.
that's your character now. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
I forced myself to watch it, and I was like, no, she's too like quirky and goofy in this. I cannot watch
She's
it.
super quirky.
Yeah,
and
so
goofy.
I didn't.
To the point where it would impede her life so much if she were a real person.
Yeah,
It made me feel like I wasn't a real person watching that show.
It doesn't feel real.
It doesn't.
It's so surreal.
The way they
It's so
live,
strange.
Yeah.
the whole daily routine. I'm like, I don't have time.
You
to
couldn't
live
afford
this
that
life.
loft for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
I watched maybe like 5 episodes, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm never watching this.
No, I like it. I watched Gilmore Girls like the same summer.
Mhm.
And I just grew a uterus. It was great. New Girl, Gilmore Girls,
Fucking
Golden Girls is
Golden
on
Girls.
upstairs
Shout out to-
right now as
Shout
we're
out to
recording
Golden
this.
Girls.
Yeah.
That grandma, she's Sicilian. Speaking of mafia films, she
Picture
talk-
it. Sicily.
She's like Sammy the
Golden
Bull's
Girls.
mom type shit. Have you ever watched Sammy the Bull's YouTube? Bro. You know Sammy the Bull, right? He's the guy who is right hand man to John Gotti, underboss of the Gambino family, and he's like,
He has a YouTube channel?
he has a YouTube channel.
Oh, like a real mobster has a YouTube channel.
He tells literally the stories like it's like his confessional, but he tells every story,
Hey,
bro.
what's going on, everybody? Please like and subscribe.
He
to
says
this channel.
he says that.
Sorry,
I'm-
I haven't kept up with the posting lately. I've been going through some hard times, dealing with some snitches.
There's a lot of ex mafia guys on YouTube. now.
Interesting.
He's like an old guy now, but he's like he reminds me a little bit of the way he talks, like he's cursing every second, like I am right now.
Yeah.
And he literally tells like this is when we killed Paul Castellano, like the boss of all bosses, and here's how it went. And here's how we planned it. Here's what caused it. Like
Yeah.
it's wild. I listened to like every episode.
Let's get him on.
Yeah, let's get Sammy the Bull on. He probably would. He's like on everybody's podcast.
William Hinckley Jr., the guy who tried to kill Ronald Reagan, he just recently got released from jail, and he's posting his music on YouTube. It's not bad.
Charlie Manson had some
Sounds
nice
good.
tunes.
Yeah. Okay, there's legitimately a couple Charlie Manson songs that are like, this slaps.
Clang, bang, clang. Went the big iron door. Like, bro, I have some of that in my head.
So
He sings like a love song, and it's like eerie but good.
there was a video recently of Gypsy Ray Blanchard that I don't know if you know. Who she was like, oh, I had to learn all this new slang. I didn't know what like slay or mother meant. Like, you just literally said slay mother. Like, that can't be like an accident, right? There's no way.
yeah. In the lexicon.
Yeah.
Damn. I can imagine smoking weed to it.
Did you know John Green likes the Mountain Goats?
I love the Mountain Goats.
Do you know who
too.
the Mountain
Have you read
Goats
the Anthropocene Reviewed?
I have it upstairs.
I have a copy of it, and I was reading through it, and I saw the Mountain Goats,
It's
and I was
really
like,
good.
immediately I was like, I should tell Matheson about this. And I was like, he knows about this.
Another book I got to read.
He'll tell a story and like Googling stranger he talks about, but it's about his experience being a chaplain and a kid who was like so burned they didn't know if he was going to survive from an incident, and about how that caused him to like change his whole life. He was going to go directly into ministry, but because of this experience, he just knew he wasn't cut out to handle it. And it's about him walking away from this situation and never knowing whether this kid lived or died until finally one day he gets up the courage to Google the kid's name and finds him. He was alive. And he talks about how like this kid like is alive and it's amazing. And like he talks about, you know, he's really good at Googling strangers. It's a good book. There's like 50 things he reviews in it or something. But yeah.
Speaking of children almost dying, Talon, you do stuff at the community center.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Yeah, man.
You can see why Ray wanted
beautiful
some
work.
parts of his episode.
How many kids have you Googled this year?
Yeah,
Damn.
I was talking about kids dying. Okay.
Yeah.
No, there's no Googling. It's no Google.
Singing about dying.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I work over at the Da-Lakota Art Space, and we have a recording studio called a.k.a. And we just record people for free, man. Like we have a TLM 103 and this carbon interface and these other like mic locker and instruments, and we keep building it out. First People's Fun. It's mainly through them, but then they partner with Playing for Change Foundation. It's the first time Playing for Change Foundation has actually had a program in the U.S. So like they'll hit me up sometimes and they're like, "Hey, Behringer wants to support us and help us with some live equipment. Let's build out an Excel sheet and see what's what."
Oh, dude, that's cool.
So like,
That's cool.
yeah, stuff like that. And then even like we got this guy Santee Witt. He's like, I think he's in his 50s, and he's always been known in the community as like, bring him to come sing a prayer song, you know, bring him to your ceremonies. He makes traditional songs too, and he's very known for that. But he plays guitar and he like makes songs like Buddy Redbow, like damn near. And then he also like from coming to the studio, he has like me and Terrence Jade producing like R&B, almost psychedelic type of beats for him, and he sings over them. But we actually just gave him, loaned him out some like amps and guitars and stuff, and these Lug guitars, because Lug gave us a gang of guitars, and he now has that in his classroom at Lakota Waldorf, right across from Oglala Lakota Art Space. And he was just telling us that the school has now implemented more music curriculum. So like kids are excited to go in and they're signing up and, you know, doing that. So we just kind of try to like support stuff like that. But then even, you know, from people like in their 20s, 30s, 40s, with the studio, like it's like an unprecedented access. Like some of this stuff, if you were to get it, or even like access to an engineer to help you work it, be like, you know, depending on like the session, if it's 3-4 hours, like a lot of money. But we provide that and the mix and master free. We don't take ownership of the song. They keep all the royalties and stuff. And we're able to pay like our engineers and stuff that help us through like different grants and shit like that. So that way the community doesn't have to. Then we do like open mics and the drum circle every Wednesday, a Wichaglata circle every other week where it's just the women. And yeah, man, it's cool to be a part of it. I really like it. I always will be making my own music, but to be like a small part of other people's stuff is like exciting me more and more. Even stuff outside of rap. You know, I've recorded Cat Clifford now, working on his album that he's writing into a screenplay. Jar Cottier from this band called Lighthearted, and the way he like, you know, really performs is so theatrical. He has like a keytar, and like he walks out like he, you know, they don't even have an album out yet, but this guy's got all the stage presence in the world. You love him. But yeah, just stuff like that, man. It's cool to be a part of. And then even the new hip hop artists, we just released our first annual compilation album. It's got like country, acoustic, Isolated South, William Thunderhorse from Carry On Crawlers, he's on there. Mato Waiuhi is on there from Rez Dogs. And then we got people who like you've never heard before, but they're dope. You know what I mean? It's honestly like I feel like we've always had dope artists. It's just the thing that's limited us from being so exposed is everybody was doing it for a while off of USB mics and just like the whatever you can afford. And there's always this like unobtainable barrier of like studio quality equipment, and then the knowledge to go with it of how do I mix this now and do this.
Well, yeah, because you can do a lot. Like the
Yeah.
equipment that they sell, like you can get a pretty decent mic. You can do
Yeah.
a lot of skill or whatever. But there's a lot that goes into making things sound good.
Yeah.
And there's that barrier where it's like, if you start listening to something and it's like, it doesn't sound good.
Yep.
A lot of people have a little, are pushed off to it. A lot of people say that about our podcast, you know.
They think the audio quality is really good. They just don't like how we sound.
Yeah,
It's just
they're
our,
like,
it's just our voices. I think they hate it.
yeah, they're
It's like you sound okay and everything. It's just your ideas I don't like. Like
a
you're
lot of
just
people walk up
bad.
to me and they try to give me money. They're like, you need a. It costs a lot of money to sound and look this terrible. It's not cheap.
So Behringer, if you could sponsor us,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah,
great.
But no, that's really cool because it is one of those things where it's like there's a lot of bands I like and they're lo-fi, and lo-fi has kind of
Yeah.
like become a genre,
Yeah.
but it's not like a serious genre. Like, a lot of people don't take it seriously. Like
Yeah.
lo-fi is legitimately the genre of like, I'm going to put this on so I can focus on something else.
Yeah. Well, even like once you put those artists in a live setting, they still then have to be engineered right for them to hear you on the speakers. Like, I even like in just doing this program, I had to learn so much about things I thought I knew, but I didn't know. Like different things with live sound, studio sound, mobile studio sound, because we have capability to like just go on a hill somewhere and record somebody. But yeah, to that, like, I remember I've been making music since I was officially releasing 8th and 9th grade. And I stopped junior and senior year. I made like 8 mixtapes in high school, and I'll just pass them out. And they would actually, at St. Francis Indian School, if you had perfect attendance, straight A's, and they didn't write you up, they would give you $100 gift card, send you to Walmart. And every time I got it, I would go and buy burn CDs and the little paper sleeves, and then I would sneak in the teacher's office or whatever and make a bunch of copies of like a cover I made on paint.
Yeah.
Cut them out. I had a friend freshman, junior, sophomore, senior year, and I would give them each 25, and they'd pass it out. And that was like getting me played, and like even like Rez parties and stuff. People would be like, "Yeah, I heard someone put your CD on over here, so it's good stuff, man," or "You suck," or whatever. It was just cool to get something, And time flew by, and I was still making music, and now I was producing my own beats, making my own like full albums, and different ones like in the native hip hop scene and outside of it too would tell me like, "Bro, this is dope. You got layers and you're writing." And the same thing like Red Cloud, right? Like, you have these things, it's missing this. And the part that was missing was that like quality control. Maybe take a couple more takes. Maybe, do a little bit more research on EQ and compression, and when you use a limiter, when reverb, there's too much reverb. Shout out to, no, I'm just kidding. But like, things like that. It seems so small and like so like nose in the air type thing to worry about. Like that's how I viewed it at first, because I was like, I have like such a punk soul. I was like, fuck all that, like I don't need that. But then over time, I was like, like I could make this more accessible to people, and more could be like privy to enjoy it. And then even so, like with the music program, that's where I separate myself. Is my goals in music personally. Like, I don't care if I'm famous. I don't care if they pay me for the gig. It'd be nice, especially when they're like these big orgs or like, well-to-do privileged spots where it's clearly like they're trying to tokenize me or they're trying to do this. So like money to suffice would be nice, but I don't even ask people for nothing I was just like, whatever you can do, even if it's not that much. I mean, unless if I need to pay money to get there, then at least get me there. But, but when it comes to the other artists, they have other aspirations. Oh, I want to do a tour. I want this type of an album. I want to go meet these people. I want to go to this conference, whatever. So then I try to put myself in those shoes and try to find like, okay, how can we make that happen for you? Or what would be the steps that maybe I wouldn't take, but I agree enough with to, advise you on taking type. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is you can make me a rap star.
Yes. We're starting tonight.
Yeah,
You got a name.
what-
Like you're
what was it
already
again?
halfway
Yeah.
there.
sauce on the side.
Sauce on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MC
Did you-
Big Dip.
Wait, did you say DJ sauce on the
Yeah,
side?
I think I'd be DJ Sauce on the
I was
side.
gonna say, I don't know, man.
Even though I'm the rapper, I would still be DJ Sauce on the side.
No.
Now, I
that's
heard
hard.
you said for the first time there's sauce, but then you heard sauce.
Sauce.
So you got like a W in there
Sauce.
somewhere. So,
And-
so is
Ooh.
it sauce?
And
or
then like I would
sauce?
have like that signature. Yeah, I would love that one. It's like DJ Sauce on the side. You know,
Are you just in like a
and then the
big?
beat comes in.
Are you in like a big salad outfit or what?
No, like merch would be like like ketchup packets and different stuff, but with
Yeah.
your like face and imagery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People would be like, "Is this a
Oh, it
condom?"
could be
No,
like
it's a
little,
ketchup
like-
packet.
Yeah, it could be little like sauce dip bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put, like,
And there's a
ketchup in,
QR
dip,
code on
yeah.
it.
Like when they used to give out ashtrays at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Holy shit! I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Soda can lids and shit.
But he wants to make good people
Oh.
rap stars.
Yeah.
That's fucked
Yeah.
up. That's fucked up.
I don't know. Not a lot of good people become rap stars.
Yeah, no. It's quite the opposite,
Seems like-
actually.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of like positive things recently about Drake. So
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
God,
going to be
Drake.
over by the time this episode comes out.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
O-
It's made
only
me
because
excited.
it means that Kendrick is releasing more tracks.
Right?
That's
He's-
literally the only good thing.
He full on did the Eazy-E. I'm gonna like make a whole album about you,
Yeah.
because he had that Dr. Dre one where he has Dr. Dre and the lipstick and stuff and the back cover
Yeah.
and like yeah. That felt like that.
Yeah, there was like a weekend where there was like 4 new Kendricks every time I like went online.
I remember telling my friend, I was like, okay, now he won. And then another song came up. I was like, oh no. And that's the first time I was like genuinely like excited. It happened once in Native Country with Maniac the Supernatural, where he dissed a guy who had dissed him in Night Shield first. And that guy straight up the next morning, Reverb Nation, SoundClick, SoundCloud, YouTube, everything was taken down. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
No.
just
That was
straight
wild.
up killed him, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't felt like that much excitement in hip hop since then. And then Meet the Grams came out, and I was like,
Actually,
oh,
I was going to
okay.
ask you about that because, like, I know some of the native rappers, but
Mhm.
I was like, how's the beef go down in like the native?
I feel like a lot of the beef's unsaid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I think even like when it is said, it's like blanket statements that don't even like vague call outs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like people are too afraid to pull the trigger.
Uh-huh.
Because they're
Even-
worried somebody might pull the trigger, or
No, because this is a can of worms, but like there is a thing that exists where, like I was saying, like native pop culture, it has a mainstream side to it that you're seeing, and it feels more and more like the Drake-y kind of TMZ stuff,
Yeah.
where it's like you say this, but in your real life, it's not that.
Uh-huh.
And so like, but you know, if you say the right thing, it'll get you successful. And I feel like people know how to play the game.
Yeah.
So then insecurities build and they start hating the ones who are true to themselves and vice versa, like creates these like divisions. But on top of that, to be successful, right, people want positivity or,
Yeah.
I mean, there may be a controversial thing that would work, but again, I feel like people are too afraid to pull the trigger because even the most recent one, he didn't even say names. He referenced kind of,
Yeah.
but it was like, you know, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just asked the question because I was kind of in this like music program a while ago,
Yeah.
and I wasn't a rapper or nothing. I was just playing guitar and stuff. But in this program, they're like, yeah, kind of like community thing. They're like, if you sign up for this program, we'll try to help you like on the money side, tax side, business side, and we'll try to get you recordings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember any of the names, but there was a native rapper who wasn't part of the program,
Yeah.
never showed up, apparently, allegedly. And he just started like going in on everybody who was in the
Oh,
program,
shit.
and everybody's like, "Who is this guy? Like, we never even talked to the guy. We don't know who this is. We don't know why we're getting called out or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, that would make no sense to me. I don't.
You know what? And part of
This
it
guy
too-
sounds like my kind of guy.
you know,
Just taking random shots at people. Online.
yeah. Part of it too, I think, is like, and I say this in a couple songs. I feel like it's scarcity politics.
Yeah.
Like people feel, especially in the hip hop game, that there's one seat. But like Superman, like you see him, man, he's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He said to me once, I tell this to everybody, bro. There's room for everybody in here. And like for me, like that's why I like the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef, is because it's like genuine. Like they really don't like each other.
Yeah.
And I think it would have to take, like, for a really good beef to set off in Indian country is for two people to not like each other. Otherwise, it's just going to be, you get these opportunities, you know, how come I don't?
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. That actually, that would make sense.
Like, that's just whining.
If I did remember the names, I would totally tell you. But I really don't remember.
And on the other hand, I do get it because, like I said, like there is a underbelly of decisions that are made that if the general public knew, they would be pissed that, you know, things work that way. But like I know there's a couple people who really don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, I don't want to be the first one to say something. I want to do the Kendrick thing and be like, okay, that came. Here's 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love that shit.
He just builds up a repertoire of like songs about anyone he meets, just in case they ever turn.
He's
like,
currently writing a bunch of diss tracks.
There's 3 diss tracks about.
What's your name again? Okay, cool.
It would have to be in the moment.
I'm gonna get an email. And it's gonna be like, you better edit this good, and then he's just gonna like send me little snippets.
It's gonna be a whole like album of just DJ Sauce on the side.
Yeah.
More like Sauce on the floor.
Legit, I need DJ Sauce on the side as like a skit intro or some shit on an album. That'd be fire.
A fake, what do they call producer tag or whatever?
Yeah. That'd be fucking badass.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, when I came up, my biggest influence locally and just worldwide was Maniac the Supernatural. And he got his start battling. Like, he would be at the Rez parties and he'd battle. He was known as T at the time, but then people started calling him Maniac. Like, that guy's a maniac. Because he would just say the craziest shit. I remember in Sioux Falls when I was like 18, Night Shield put on a freestyle competition at Big's Bar. And at the time, it was Big's last time at that location. They closed down for a while. And like, the big guys were there, like Phantom Balance, Maniac, Danny Boy, the entire Flame On Entertainment and Night Shield Entertainment crews, even guys from the Rez that I grew up knowing and stuff. And that was my first time doing it. I get called out of a hat first and I lose first round. Maniac gets called, and this fool walks out of the crowd with like a Hannibal Lecter mask on, just looking nuts. And he goes up on stage, verbally bullies the first match, wins it. The third one, Flame On Entertainment brought their guy up, and they're, you know, hyping him up and telling Maniac and Night Shield they're gonna lose. Yeah, but it was friendly. But the guy goes on first, and he was really good. He was good. Maniac comes on. He looks at the crowd. When I say hey, y'all say ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Oh my God, that's insane. Did you hear the crowd? They just chanted your name. And like everybody's losing their shit. Like, I grew up on that kind of culture, but then at the same time, like, you know, so like he taught me just through example, like, you don't plot, you just react. So like, I don't have nothing plotted, like I don't have songs written or whatever, but like I'm just kind of on guard. Because I know that there's ones out there for whatever reason, I don't even know what the fuck. They just don't like me. Or like maybe it's the face paint or the shit that I say or whatever, how I say it. I don't know. I don't get it. But like, for me, I remember in high school, someone made a song about me and they brought my mom and my little brother's name up. And in an hour, I had a song. And I'll tell you that 10 years later, in a Facebook post, he was still quoting the song. Because I made fun of him being around horses.
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna rap and ride horse at the same time. Or one line I said was, "I bet you think you're the man cruising around Crow Creek deep in your mom's van," and just shit like it was dumb, you know. But and nobody knew us, so it's like, who are these two guys beefing with each other? But in a Facebook post years later, you know, I was helping out with horses. I had boots on and shit, and I'm helping, you know, whatever. Post it, you know, felt like a good day today. I enjoyed being around stuff. He comments, "I thought you said, you know, this and that." Like, bro, I was 16, man. Like, chill out.
Yeah.
All right. So are we going to get to see a rap battle between you and DJ Sauce on the side?
Ooh.
It's not going to go well for me. A career that begins and ends in the same night.
Yeah. That's going to be awesome.
I don't know. He said he got out in the first
I would never
round.
do that
Who
to
knows?
Sauce. I would never do that to Sauce. Fuck that. That's my
I
boy.
respect. I demand.
That's my boy.
I demand from people.
It's all going to be about the movies you watch.
They just get to diss each other's like taste in movies.
I hate Jim Jarmusch. Bo is afraid. More like Bo is a fucking piece of shit. Yeah.
Poor thing, more like poor you.
Yeah, you shouldn't do this.
No, absolutely
You should not do this.
That's why I didn't say I would.
Shit.
So yeah, we have a question that Tyler Matheson has ready most of the time.
Most
I
of
was
the time.
gonna say let's just go to the product thing.
All right, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, you want to introduce the... No, okay, all right, fair. So,
Dude, fix
we
your
are
hair,
a
man.
What's wrong with my
premium...
hair?
We're recording right now, dude.
I don't know what's wrong with my hair.
I'm not gonna fix it for you.
What's wrong with my hair?
Just go like this. I mean, it's not even bad.
Was it like that the whole podcast, dude?
It's not that
What's
bad.
wrong? Is there something wrong?
No.
Anyway, we
I
have a
have messy hair. Don't do I not? This is what my hair always looks like.
brand.
This is your.
So,
yeah.
we are a premium brand over here at Things Might Happen.
Shout out.
And there are companies just clawing tooth and nail to try to associate themselves with us. And so we're trying to find the right brand that will help represent who we are. And so we bring in, a product to sample just to see if they're going to meet
shit.
our high standards. So today we've brought in
What?
Cucharita Rica, which is tamarind flavored candy spoons.
Candy.
We already did tamarind, didn't we?
No.
No.
We didn't do candy spoons either.
Can we get somebody who speaks Spanish to come in and read the titles to
We've
these?
done tamarind before.
We have not done
This is really wasteful.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Jacob,
Well, you can use the spoon if you want after.
you can.
Fucking scooping up cereal with this.
You should comb your hair with it after you're done.
I don't know why you need to do this to me.
I'm
I
scared.
like-
you
I like
do
how
it
he
to our
waited
guests.
until like the last segment to say, "Hey, there's something weird."
Oh, I
about your
didn't
hair."
look at him until
Yeah.
then. Jacob, look at there's a guy named Jacob out there, and he's a really big fan of these.
Shout out Jacob.
Yeah.
I didn't know these existed. So are we toasting these? Sheldon's already licking his.
I know
so-
what it is already, and
All right.
they're amazing. I love them. You don't have to eat the whole thing.
Do you not like tamarind?
I'm okay with tamarind.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever actually had tamarind. Ever.
Yeah,
We-
this is
we
straight
have.
up really
It's the
good.
greatest thing that came out of Mexico.
We've had tamarind before on this podcast. They don't believe me, and that's what hurts the most, honestly.
We may have had tamarind, but we didn't have tamarind spoons.
On a spoon. You know what? I usually
I don't know how to explain this.
I usually don't
Yeah.
believe people who have hairdos like that.
Like, it's not bad, but I feel like I'm tasting like when you like smoke cigarettes,
No.
like, and it's just like you have that aftertaste.
It tastes like cigarettes too.
I mean, in a good way,
Yeah.
if that's possible.
You know, we talk a lot of shit about each other's hair. But at the Doll Fine Arts Center, they are showing Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. And Sheldon knew about it and didn't tell me.
That's fucked up.
He was trying to hide it from me.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch me make Tyler really mad? Who's Akira? What was it?
I don't like. Why would I be mad? I know you're a cultureless.
The bar is already
As
low.
he just starts to get more and more angry.
There's nothing there.
Or what?
Yeah, what is the name again?
Akira Kurosawa?
Oh,
Akira Kurosawa?
Kurosawa?
I
can pronounce it like you.
It's like trying to teach a chicken to talk.
You were the one who mispronounced it. I pronounced it like you.
Because you made me say it like 4 times.
You said it literally twice. Akira Kurosawa. Kurosawa?
Akira Kurosawa.
Kurosawa. What is Akira Kurosawa responsible for in media?
7 Samurai,
Okay.
Rashomon.
Yeah. I've heard of Seven
Ran.
Samurai.
High and Low.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Well,
you
the
didn't
reason-
tell him about that.
Well, the reason I
Dreams.
didn't tell him is because I just wanted to go to the movie
Yo, Jimbo.
and not have somebody in the background.
Sanjuro.
Actually, it should have.
Why would I actually in a Kurosawa?
Because that's who you are.
Are you a big anime fan?
Nah,
Yeah?
not really.
No? I mean, I watch some. Not everything.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
I fuck with, I mean, maybe it's cliche to say, but I fuck with Tokyo Ghoul. The first season's really good. Shit, what was the most recent one I watched? I mean, I'm a big Akira fan.
Yeah,
I fuck with Akira heavy. But shit, there was...
it's Kanye West's favorite anime.
Is it really?
hmm
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
He has lots of tweets you can find where he talks about Akira, and then he posts. He's reads some top 10 list where someone said Spirited Away is the best anime film. He's like, no way.
I'm
It's
going to let you
no
finish.
way.
But
It's
Akira was the best anime of all time.
Tyler gets tattoos of Kanye tweets.
Yo, that'd be actually hilarious.
There's some good ones.
Screenshot.
If we ever have an interview where we have over 1 million views on YouTube, you have to get a Kanye interview.
I want to get that one with the water bottle. Look up water bottle airplane Kanye tweet. I don't want to mess with the lyrics of a master. It's one of the best ones.
I am God.
So, Jacob, do you do multiple spoons of these in a sitting? And what do you do with the spoons? Is there another way to consume this shit?
Yeah, you should tell me what you did with the spoons. Because you ate 100 of them that one time. And
Bro.
I think you're supposed to melt the spoon, right? I think you're supposed to get a little lighter.
And then
over
just
here.
inject it.
I think he just put them all in a box and resold them. Like, hey, that's plastic spoons.
So the quote that Tyler will have to get tattooed. So where are you going to get this tattooed?
Tramp stamp.
Tramp stamp, absolutely. The Kanye West quote is, "I hate when I'm on a flight and I wake up with a water bottle next to me like, oh, great. Now I got to be responsible for this water bottle." Why does it feel like Donald Glover doing a stand-up bit about Kanye West?
Yo.
All right, I'll be
That's not
honest. That's a
real.
good one.
That's good.
I like
It's
that.
very funny.
I like that one.
My favorite
That's
rapper
based.
tweet is 50 Cent's one.
What did he say?
Grandma, 50 Cent grandma.
All right, I'll let you read this one.
Yo. Okay. And he spelled, okay. I can't believe my grandmother's making me take out the garbage. I'm rich. Fuck this. I'm going home. I don't need this shit.
Also a good
Hey,
choice.
yo.
I like that one too.
He spelled believe wrong and everything.
That one across your neck, dude.
No regrets.
It's just so Twitter used to be really good.
Yeah.
Twitter used to be amazing.
Both of these are from 2010, by the way.
Yeah.
Twitter hasn't been good in 14 years.
Yeah. So tamarind candy, what are we
What are we feeling?
what are we feeling? I'm feeling an 8.
8's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, it's
I
pretty
think
good.
it's quite good.
Mhm.
It's spicy.
Yeah,
it's
I
sweet.
was surprised at the
It's
spice.
tamarind. We've had tamarind before.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 10. I would give it a 9, but it comes with a spoon. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Now you got a
That's a
spoon,
10.
man.
Yeah.
It's great.
You ever have a tamarind spoon and then you wake up and you're like, great, now I have to be responsible for the spoon.
For the spoon. God damn.
And a rubber band.
I
Did you
think,
get a rubber band?
Yeah.
I think I gotta go 9, man. It's really good. The plantain chips we did last time were really good.
I gotta admit, the spoon, the rubber band. This feels like one of those things where it's like this is a product that people buy for something else. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like a Swisher Sweet, or like a, you know what I mean? Where it's like, like you're dumb and you're like, oh, I'll take a Swisher, and then you're like, that's bad. And it's like, yeah, that's not what it's for, buddy.
Okay, real quick before we end this. You said that, so I was driving today, and there was road construction, and the guy like holding the sign, to wait for the pilot car. He's like, oh, he's pulling the stop sign. I pulled up, rolled the window. And he's like, yeah, the pilot car's coming. Just wait, blah blah blah. He goes back to his little post, and he pulls out a Swisher, cracks it open right there, dumps it out. There's a line of cars behind me. He like dumps it out. He's like doing this thing. He sits down. It looks like he's about to start rolling, and then he's like, oh, like. It clicks that he's like at work, basically.
He's at work. He's not like hiding.
Right. Yeah, he's got witnesses
like
here.
He's like sitting on the tailgate.
Yeah, like he's sitting on his cooler about to roll, and then he's like, oh, like. And
he just got transferred up here from Colorado, so it's not quite clicking for him yet.
Damn, that's heartbreaking too. Like, he got the Swisher nice and wet, and just fucking pocketed it.
That was hilarious.
That was today?
Yeah, that was today. Yeah,
fantastic.
But anyway, you have an outro for us?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
So ended the greatest summer of my life.
On to autumn.
Everyone, where do do you have like a website? Do you have like social media? What social media do you use? Where do people go to listen to your music? How do people exist around you?
So baztk.com is my website. It has all my socials. But on Facebook, Instagram, Bazille DX, Bazille on the board, but DX. And then I'm on YouTube too. I started another channel called
There's a YouTube too? When did that come out?
No, I started another one.
I
know, I'm fucking I'm tired. No, I started a second channel, and that one's just like me making beats and talking about my albums, and even reviewing. Like I'm about to review GTA 4 because I'm just like right at the end of it.
Timely.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see if I should pick that one up.
Yeah. But
you
yeah,
gotta title it like new GTA review.
Yeah, I will actually.
Yeah.
Right as the 6 comes out.
Yeah. My next one will be a manhunt, and then the one after, nah. But yeah, stuff like that, man. You can just look up Bazille. All my music's online. A lot of it, if you go to bazilledx.bandcamp.com, most of that's free. You can like just put it on your phone, and yeah.
Are we gonna close out the show with a little like a track over this?
No.
Okay. There.
All right, we'll go look up Bazille, listen to his music, check out his website, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
You don't get to do the intro or the outro.
You did the intro with an NPR voice.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Things Might Happen.
Okay, Ira Glass.
This is the real one. This is the real outro.
All right.
This podcast was produced by Tyler Corbijn. It was financed by Tyler Corbijn.
It was edited by
God.
Yeah, God spoke to me God speaks through me when I edit these podcasts.
So I just credit God now.
Yeah.
He's on every liner note.
If no one else got me, he got me.
Damn. Fuck.
All right.
I feel like I'm
this
leaving
podcast
inspired.
was mixed by DJ Sauce on the side.
And inspired by Bo's Afraid. Out now on Blu-ray.
Yeah, 824. Ari Aster, check it out.
All right, thanks. All right,
Yeah.
we're done.
Talon Aster signing out.
Thanks for tuning in.